A.T. Toronto, Canada. Assalamu alaikum. If we know of brothers in the Dawah scene who are leading on sisters and causing harm, are we allowed to expose these brothers, or what should we do?
Question is from where?
Toronto, Canada.
And the initials are
A.T.
AT. Right. So we have brothers who are on the Dawah scene, but they're hitting on sisters and abusing their power, basically, right? Is it permissible to expose them? It's a well-known culture. Some of us call it the culture of the predator sheikh. A predator sheikh. A sheikh who's a what?
Predator.
A predator. He's looking to pounce on some prey, unfortunately. At the end of the day, it depends on what type of harm they're doing. If you have the ability to give them advice and they'll stop and listen, Alhamdulillah. If they won't stop, they won't take the advice, and they're going to keep misleading people and manipulating women and so on and so forth. And the only way that you can stop the sisters from being abused and stop the brothers from abusing the sisters, you want to help both out, is by exposing them, then do that. Put your trust in Allah. However, don't forget, don't throw rocks if you live in a glass house. You may start exposing someone, and then they'll flip it on you and start exposing you. Or you may expose someone, and this is a reality, you may expose somebody only because of your own personal problems. And many women, they have done this, and sisters, they have done this. They were mistreated, and now they just want to get revenge. And they don't actually want to stop it, or they don't necessarily want to help their brothers. They just want to get revenge for them being, that's not right. That could be a reason behind you doing it, but your intention has to be sincere. And if not, it may come back to haunt you. All right, so make sure you have the proper intention of exposing someone, and make sure that you're living a proper life. Or, for argument's sake, I know many brothers and sisters, they're not that righteous. And they'll tell you that they're not that righteous. They'll tell you that. I have my problems, I do what I do, but I know that you're faking the funk. And I'm not walking around with this big long beard and this big long dress and quoting Imam Fulan and Sheikh Fulan and Sheikh Fulan, and you are. You saw me in the club. I have no shame saying I was in the club, but you do. Alhamdulillah for that. But some people, they may be acting really pious. They try to expose someone, and then their dirty laundry is aired out. Then what? And then it multiplies. Another very important part of this answer is sisters have to be honest with themselves. I'm not talking about all sisters, but I know for sure there are some sisters who are victims of themselves. They victimize themselves. And this may be politically incorrect. Sisters may get upset, but I don't care. I'm going to say what I feel is the truth by the permission of Allah. Some sisters, they set themselves up. They get on the roller coaster, they get on a ride, and when they're tossed off, then they say, ouch. But they knew it was a roller coaster. They knew it was a ride. They knew that this guy was this celebrity. They knew that he was dipping and dabbing. They knew that he really didn't want anything from them except to get married and have sex with them. And then discard them. Talaq. I send you the talaq in a text message a week later or 2 weeks later after he had sex with you. Gave you nothing, didn't give you your mahar, didn't give you your rights. What did you think you were getting out of him? What type of quality did you think you were getting out of this brother? You're talking to him, you're doing this with him. What do you think you're getting? So sometimes sisters, they play themselves. And as the truth is to be said. We're not here to boo-hoo with anybody, man or woman. They play themselves, all right? If you want to marry this brother, you tell him that you want to marry him. You want to study with him, you want to study with him. You want to, be a groupie. You want to just be accepted. You want to just say, oh, I married him. Look, everybody, I married brother Fulan. I'm overseas. I'm doing this. Then perhaps that's what you get. Everyone understand this? So Allah gave you a brain. He gave you common sense. You can't use common sense to see that his brother isn't right. Even though he's a speaker and a caller, you don't have enough common sense to see that he's a trickster. That he has no intention of marrying you. He has no intention of providing for you or doing whatever he can. He has no intention for that. You can't see that. So sometimes the sisters, they play themselves. And then after it wears off and the fun is gone, then they cry. And they say, I've been victimized. And it's a witch hunt. Don't do that. Don't what? Don't do that. If there's a brother who's a knowledgeable brother, he has ilm and you want to marry him, there's nothing wrong with that. You asking him or you presenting yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. In the proper way, in a respectable, honorable way, there's nothing wrong with that. We're compatible. Let's try. We're incompatible. Qadr Allah. It's simple. But you're just being abused and played around with and manipulated. And that's all it is. And you think that it's cool and fun until it's no longer cool and fun. Don't do that. And obviously the brothers, of course, goes without saying, they have to fear Allah. Do you want someone to do that to your sister? You want someone to just use your sister as some type of sex doll? Are you going to abuse the power that Allah gave you? Allah gave you some type of knowledge. Allah is best how much knowledge you actually have. The land of the blind, the one-eyed man is what? It's king. You really don't have that much knowledge. You barely graduated, barely studied overseas. You got on the throw. I don't really have no ilm like that. You're abusing the power that Allah gave you. It's okay. Know for sure that a time will come in which someone's going to abuse your daughter and take advantage of your daughter and toss and discard her. And then you're going to see what it feels like. So you have to fear Allah. Do not use your knowledge for worldly gain. Do not use your ilm for dunya. Using your knowledge and the people financially compensate you for that, Alhamdulillah. A sister wants to marry you and be your wife and you actually are her husband, Alhamdulillah. There's nothing wrong with that. It's from the benefits of this. But you abusing your power, that's a different story. Allah knows best. May Allah protect and help us all.